What's up everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on my video. So today I want to talk a little bit about how I think about the fretboard and how I map it out in my head. So really I think of things in terms of kind of layers. So what I mean by that is I have, let's just say if those of you that are familiar with your modes, the major modes, so Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. So I'll take those 7 modes and kind of click them together across the fretboard, right? So let's just say, for example, if we're in G major, I have Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian, back to G major, right? G Ionian. Okay, so I look at that as being layer number 1. Okay, so if you don't know those modes, go get them down, go memorize those shapes, and then I'm going to kind of, let's just say, on top of that, I want to take now my 5 pentatonic shapes and I want to click them on top, right? So imagine like you had like Lego bricks, and then you pick up this pile of Lego bricks and it clicks perfectly into place. Or like a blueprint. You got your blueprint layer 1 of your major modes. Now you're going to pick up your blueprint of layer 2, which is going to be, let's just say, your pentatonic scales. We're going to click them over the top. There's 7 of these 3-note per string mode scales, 5 of these pentatonic scales. Now the 5 pentatonics will click into place over the top of these 7 scales. So I do have a full video on clicking your pentatonic scales over your major modes on my channel. I'll put a little tab to it right there so you can check it out. But definitely check that one out. But then over the top of these, so let's just say G Ionian, right? I'm going to play my G major pentatonic. And where my Dorian shape is, I got this pentatonic shape. Where my Phrygian scale is, I have this pentatonic shape. So I'm going to skip over that Lydian scale and I'm going to go all the way to Mixolydian. And you got this kind of shape. Aeolian. I have this kind of pentatonic shape that clips over the top, which is you know, the one everyone knows and loves. Okay, move on to, yeah, and then we're back to our major shape, right? So I've covered the fretboard in the minor pentatonic shapes, or pentatonic shapes. These click directly above where my major modes are. Okay, so that's layer number 2. So click that on top, which is giving us more and more and more options to be able to solo with and connect the fretboard together with. Moving on top of that, so now let's just say we got those down. Now I might look at where my arpeggio sits. So let's just say my harmonized major scale of arpeggios. I might go G major, A minor, that sits over Dorian, E minor, exactly the same shape, sits over Phrygian, major, sits over Lydian. Now in triadic form, over the 5 chord, we have major. We can also, if we go into 7th chords, it becomes dominant, which is a major triad with a flat 7, but for now let's just look at triads. We'll call this layer number 3. Number 6 is a minor arpeggio. Over Locrian we have our diminished shape. Then back to major. Okay, so we'll look at that as being layer number 3. Layer number 4. Now getting back to modes. Now I look at the major modes as being the first set of 7, right? So Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian, and there are diatonic sort of modes. So then we move to our harmonic minor modes, and we've got 7 of these harmonic minor modes, 7 of those, and then we have melodic minor. Now we have 7 melodic minor modes. So you think of them as 3 sets of 7, or 21 scales in total, and they all clip over each other, right? So if I just demonstrate, let's go back to G Ionian, okay? So here's my G major scale. Now look at my harmonic minor modes. What harmonic minor mode sits over the top of that? Well, we've got Ionian sharp 5, which kind of looks like this. So I'm just sharpening every 5th within my Ionian scale. Now we get a really nice harmonic minor kind of sound over that. And all I'm doing is sharpening the 5th, but it sits directly over the top of my major scale. That's like a Dorian. So my Dorian scale, Dorian sharp 4. Right, so that sits directly over the top, and we're just making use of the that harmonic minor note there. Move up to Phrygian, right? So over the top of Phrygian, we can use Phrygian dominant. Over the top of Lydian. Use Lydian sharp 2. The trick is always in the name, right? Dorian sharp 4, it's just Dorian where we just sharpen the 4, right? So they're pretty easy to remember. It's just the shapes you want to get down in your muscle memory with your hand. Yeah, so then I would do that with all 7 of my harmonic minor modes. I'm not going to run through them all here right now. So on and so forth. So yeah, so we can call that layer number 4. Layer number 5, we can look at where Ionian sits, so the 1 chord. Now we can now exchange that for maybe melodic minor, right? Right? So I'm playing these in a very scalic way, guys, just to show you how they clip over the top. Now, you might be saying, well, that sounds kind of weird. How do I interchange between them? Well, it all depends on your backing chords. So let's just look at a G major chord, so the 1 chord. G major. I might use a minor major 7. Then you play your melodic minor, right? You can switch between that back into your major chord, or you can go G major 7 sharp 5, get that sharp 5 sound and use Ionian sharp 5. Right, so that's just how you can dive into some more extended harmony, some more expensive harmony. And it's one thing that I actually use to play outside as well, because I know I've got these scales down, so now I can kind of intertwine and switch between them whenever I want, depending on what chord I'm over and whatnot. So, so for example, a lot of people, like if they listen to like Life Imitating Art, sometimes they're like, well, how do you play outside? How do you play those outside notes? I'm like, well, I just kind of map out my major scale, and I'll sort of maybe dart in between Ionian and Ionian sharp 5, for instance. So if I sort of mess around, so I'm kind of darting in between my regular major scale, borrowing that sharp 5, right? So it's one way that you can play outside and get some cool kind of jazz ideas going on. Do the same with melodic minor, right? So Ionian. Use them as kind of passing tones. And you can really mess around with it with your chord progressions too. So those are just some ideas of switching between layers when you're mapping out the fretboard. Lots of scales to learn, I really recommend memorizing the formulas as well, because really that's what's going to guide you. Get the shapes under your hands in terms of muscle memory, but use those formulas to guide you. Like if I'm like, oh, I want to use the Lydian sharp 2 scale, well, instead of, you know, yeah, I have the muscle memory down for it, but if I'm like, okay, well, we'll have to do a sharp on my 2s, and for my Lydian scale, it makes life a lot easier for me to figure them out. So, and then do the same with your 7th arpeggios, 9th arpeggio, so on and so forth, until you really map out the fretboard. And at that point, there's nothing stopping you to get any kind of sound that you want. So I hope that helps some of you. That's just how I think of the fretboard. I know not everyone thinks of it that way. I just like to be very organized with it and kind of blueprint, kind of click the scales on top of each other in terms of layers, okay? I hope that helps some of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please go click the like button and the subscribe button. Leave me a comment, let me know what other kind of videos you want me to make, and if you want to do something for me, if you go to JackyVincentOfficial.com and subscribe to my mailing list, you'll be the first to know about my new YouTube videos, new music, new projects I have going on, and you can also have access to like promo codes for my web store and stuff like that. So you also know about tour dates and things like that if I ever leave my house. Alright, thank you so much guys, much love. I truly hope this helps some of you. I love to teach, I love to see you guys kill it. Thank you so much, peace out.